Whoops. Alright, there we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to more Purrfect Date. I'm Mews. Or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're on chapter 6 now. We've gone through all of these people. They're all dead. Basically dead. We have not even seen half the game apparently, which is kind of absurd. Because this should be the last chapter, considering we don't have any more people to choose from. Due to this guy saying no to the cats, everything is a little bit low. We're not going to be able to complete the antidote, it looks like, but we're going to see what happens. I'm kind of like he looks okay here, but then you got this one where he's got like patches around his eyes, and I'm just like, is he okay? Is he okay? I don't know. Anyways, he looks like a Chad to me. He looks like a Chad. Wait, one moment. I just realized I didn't check something. I should probably check and make sure that that's a thing. Yes, okay. That would have been bad. Alright, so yep, everything's fine. Chad. There we are. Chapter 6. Oh, okay. We just completely skipped the boat ride. I step off the boat and onto Cat Island. I'm full of anticipation about what my first day will bring. 8 hours, 1 journal, and a wild cat chase later. So apparently the first day brings physical assault and the biggest trauma of my life. Oh, is it awake? Human, we need to talk to you. Save it. I know how this goes, fluffy bum. Blah blah, catification, blah blah. Elusive answers, blah blah, antidote. Basically, you need my help. Did I miss anything? No, not really. Wow, you really did read that journal front to back, didn't you? Front to back. Of course we're gonna help him. Fine, I'll help, whatever. See you after my day job. I return to the camp, feeling a bit less grumpy. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalog beeps. A message without any contact info. Don't give the game away. What? Who the hell? But then I remember reading something about messages in the journal. I was so sleepy last night, I don't recall what it was. I decided to ignore the mystery messenger for now, or I'll be late for work. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. I cannot wait to start unpicking this mystery. I suppose the cats are my starting point. They must know more than they're letting on. I intend to get to the heart of each of them to see what secrets they may hold. Okay, I'm really curious to see who we can date. Okay, which cats? Trixie and Ravenpaw, apparently. Ooh. Sorry, Trixie's my favorite. I like Trixie. I like the poster in the background. Did anybody see this poster here? This one? So we've completed a lot, but we're only gonna get to 3 more, so we're missing out on 3. Darn it, I really kind of wish I didn't do that one guy who said no, because if we hadn't said no, then we would have been able to complete everything. I'm like really concerned that it's just gonna be like, oh, well, you didn't win at the end, and then I have to play the whole game again, which I'm not gonna do. Mr. Marigold knows something that I don't. I need to follow him and find out exactly what...
Bad feeling about this.
Me too. We need to follow him and find out exactly what it might be. I have a feeling I won't like it, though. Wow, that was, like, the most, like, appropriate sound effect that could have played from there. Also, how's it going, Jordan? Welcome. That was actually kind of odd, just how perfect that sound effect was. This song is beautiful. Today is my day off, and I'm trying to stay out of sight. The professor doesn't like me being around the camp on my downtime. I don't know why, but he's always pushing me off to explore. You still find it weird to be calling me Mews? I've been wanting people to be calling me Mews since the beginning. I don't know. I just preferred it. You're doing well? I'm glad. That's good. I'm doing pretty okay myself. I feel he wants time without me around to get on with things he'd rather I didn't see. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but he definitely seems shifty to me. So today, I have a plan. It means I have to hang around until Mr. Marigold does his mid-morning errands, and I'm trying not to be seen. I don't have too long to wait. He's like clockwork. Every day at this time, he leaves camp carrying a large bag and doesn't return until an hour later. I have offered to help him a couple of times, but I'm always met with stonewalling. This is the day when I find out what he's up to. I let him get a bit of a head start, then I begin to follow. I try to use my new catification properties to my best advantage. Stealth, nimbleness, agility. I'm so much fitter than when I arrived on this island. My eyesight and hearing are fantastic. You really want to go back to calling me Neko? Aw, I'm sorry. You could call me Snep, I guess. If it was that upsetting to call me Mews, you could call me Snep. I feel like that would be worse for you, though. He's heading into the forest, as I suspected he would. That makes it so much easier for me to go unnoticed. We travel for about 10 minutes at a good pace until into the densest part of the wooded area. Finally, he stopped up ahead. I can see a type of sack covered in creepers? In creepers and ivy. Oh, okay. That make great camouflage. You really wouldn't notice this place from any kind of distance. Outside the hut, he bends down. I think he's picking something up. Then he disappears inside. I bide my time finding a good out of the way hiding place. After a short while, he re-emerges, bends down again, then straightens up before setting off the way he came. Probably a key under a mat or something. When I'm satisfied that he's not going to return, I gingerly make my way up to the shack. Up close, I can see it's a sturdier structure than I thought, and the door is locked. I bend down as he did and start looking for a key. It's pretty obvious. There's a large flat stone in front of me. I lift it a little and slide my finger under the edge. I feel it instantly. I put the key in the lock and take a deep breath. Unsure of what I'll find in here, I open the door. Ooh. That sounds weirder for me to call you. Yeah, I figured it would. It's gonna take at least 3 weeks to get used to calling me Mews. Fair enough. I won't hold it against you if you accidentally call me Mews. Oh no. It's dark. There are no windows. Just a small key light letting in enough light to see that there are lamps, obviously powered by solar panels on the roof. I have one on. I turned one on. Whoops. It takes me a moment to understand what I'm looking for. I thought they were going to say that they had one at their place or something. Anyways, it's dirty and dingy. There are shelves along 2 of the walls that have cages. The cages are housing cats. There's an eerie silence. None of the cats are making a sound. I go up to one of the cages to check if they're even alive. Hello, kitty. There's a small cat that I would judge to be between 10 and 14 weeks old. Its eyes are open, but vacant, as though it doesn't see me. I go to the next cage. another youngster, and another. My stomach lurches as I realize that these are kittens from the camp that have been, quote-unquote, released. No. What are they doing to you? Why are they in here? I turn to the other wall and am struck dumb by what I see. More small cats, but in different stages of distress. One has an eye bandage, the other is weeping with pus, another has most of the fur on its back shaved, where there is an open sore. Another has a bandaged leg, too short, as though its paw has been amputated. Oh no! I begin sweating. Breathing is difficult. I need to get out. I stumble towards the door and fall to my knees outside. I gulp in the cold air and try to focus my thoughts. This is the strongest proof so far that there are secret tests being carried out on the cats. Tests that Professor Pawpern doesn't want me to know about. Are they all in on it? The marigolds are, obviously, but what about Zane? Do I dare mention it to anyone? I need more info first. When I've gathered myself sufficiently, I re-enter the Hell House and tried to find some paperwork, anything that might explain what's going on here. I look through the drawers of the filing cabinet in the corner and pull out some of the folders. I switch on another lamp, sit on the floor, and begin reading. They're experiments, obviously, but for what? Oh. Did I change the name of the second channel as well? No, actually, I'm just going to be, basically getting rid of the second channel since I never really used it to begin with. Yeah. I don't know. I really never used the second channel, so it just seems like a better idea. Experiments, obviously, but for what? The data suggests that a large number of the chemical substances have been tested on the subjects. Instead of the usual catalog of blood and tissue samples tested to evaluate the cats, the data is all related to the chemical compounds. They're what's being tested. Oh, okay. Some of the records go way back, years of data. As I put the paperwork back, I see the waste product bin. I remove the lid and so it's entirely full of empty ketamine bottles. So that's why there's no sound. These animals are drugged out of all lucidity. I don't know if you can hear me, or even if you can understand me, but I'm making a promise to you all that I will get to the bottom of this and I will help you. Whatever it takes, you will be well and free again. Hold tight, kitties. I will be back. I feel terrible leaving them there, but I know it would be foolish to arouse suspicion until I know what I'm dealing with. I make my way back to camp with a heavy heart, but with fierce determination. Okay. So that unlocked number 12. So the best possible case for this game would be if they just like gave me additional characters. That would be really nice. I'm really hoping that's what happens. Or like gets rid of the oldest one and lets me do that one again or something. I don't know. Anything. Just don't like end it being like, oh, sorry, guess you gotta play again. I'm off exploring the island today with Kibbles and a certain charming Irish cat? Apparently this one was unlocked by that other one. That doesn't really make sense. I think it's time to take a look at the message in a bottle with Floofy Butt found. Might be worth taking a closer look at the comic Kibbles made. Ugh. Oh, we probably were supposed to... Oh, okay, I see how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to, like, read this to, like... Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. We'll read Floofy Butt's message. The ink is surprisingly well preserved. The only obstacle to my understanding of this letter is the... deciphering the scrawling scribble. Some words I can make out. Punished, God, and presumably a signature at the bottom. Bill. I can make out some other words, but they appear to be badly misspelled or possibly not even English. but some other hybrid language, maybe... I don't even know how to read that. Colloquian? Colloquian? I don't know. I spent an hour or two, though it feels much longer, attempting to translate each character and syllable into my notepad. I obsessively write and rewrite words until the sentence takes shape, and I am eventually left with something quite legible. Once I am satisfied with each word is correct and each sentence has meaning, I read it through from beginning to end. To whoever finds this bottled message, we have been cursed. Okay, there we go. We're being judged for our sins. We wrecked on the rocks. I can't tell you where we be, but I think it is hell. The cats, they are everywhere, and they won't forgive us. They know what we've done. My guts burn for food. I have no choice. I had to eat. I regret it now. God help me, I do. Now I am cursed, and the boys are too. The cats are eating us slowly from the inside. It burns more than hunger. It burns me rotten. They stare at me all the time with their yellow eyes. They know what we've done. There again, retribution, justice. God help me, I pray for death. If you find yourself in the path of the infinite island, turn back. Don't do what we have done. Leave them. This is their island. I need my little Lucy to know I love her. I'm sorry, Petal. Bill. Oh no. I read it again and then again. But it seems the more I read it, the less it makes sense to me. I wonder if reading aloud might help me understand it. Like in school. We've been cursed, we've been judged for our sins, we wrecked on the rocks. So their ship crashed and they survived. I already know what this is talking about. I'm surprised that they're playing this game of like, oh, I don't know what they mean. I'm not sure if they were very lucky or very unlucky. Cats won't forget us. I had to eat, I had no choice. My skin prickles with goosebumps. Who knows what lengths anyone might go to in order to survive. I'm sure I'm capable of a lot more than I'd like to believe, sat here in the comfort of my tent, but this, my stomach turns at the thought of it. I think I understand what Bill means. The next part is less clear and don't... They're eating us from the inside. Like food poisoning? The thought of that is bad enough. I've eaten a few dodgy prawns in my time. I shudder at the memory. But I can't help thinking he means something else, something worse. Surely the place Bill is talking about is here, this island. The Infinite Island? I've never heard anyone refer to this place as the Infinite Island before. Most people call it Cat Island, or the Verloren Island? Formally? Okay. Perhaps this crew were the first humans to step foot on this place. How long have the cats been here anyways? This lair seems to be at least 100 years old, and the cats were pretty well established then by the sounds of things. The cats in this note must be the elders. I suddenly feel another pang of sympathy for Bill and his crew. I know how frightening the elders can be. I decide not to tell Flippy Bud about the contents of his gift. I would only add to his paranoia. I instead promised myself that I will look into this further another time. Yeah, I'm supposed to like... I think I was playing this game kind of wrong. Because I think I'm supposed to click romance and then do the recon that pops up from the romance. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Sorry, Ravenpaw. Trixie just seems like a cool cat. Pun is semi-intended. I can hear a strange tap-tapping sound, and it grinds on my brain until finally I have to go investigate. I've been tagging cats all morning, and the sun is high in the clear blue sky now, so it's time to take my break anyways. I decide to follow the sound. I make my way further along the beach to inspect the rocks and cliffs that run around the perimeter of the island. Tap, tap, tap. It's hard to tell if it's getting louder or if I'm just getting more consumed by it. Suddenly the tapping stops and I hear a new sound altogether. It's a strange gurgling, like the sound of a babbling brook that runs through the deep forest. But I wouldn't be able to hear that all the way from the beach. I stand still and strain my ears, listening intently. There it is again! A short eruption of purples. I look around suspiciously and notice a barely concealed opening in the contours of the rock face. I feel compelled towards it. As I get closer, the gurgling shapes into gleeful giggles. Hello? I wait at the mouth of the cave, feeling like I've been lured here, but at the same time, like an intruder. Am I disturbing you? Who, man? Oh, Trixie, it's you. What are you doing here? I could hear you all the way up the beach. You're a long way off base. I could ask you the same thing, human. But I won't because I know why you're here. You were drawn to me. I knew you would come sooner or later. I made it nice for your visit. Oh, well, come on in, Humi. And she disappeared into the darkness of the cave. I told you, Trixie's great. Oh, whoa. I squeezed myself inside after her and my eyes adjust to the gloom. I am, at the same time, taken aback by the light. We're in a small cavern which should be pitch black, except it's not. There's a light source that my brain cannot quite understand immediately. The rocks are, or at least some of them, are radiating like a warm golden pink glow which gives the tiny cave a peculiar ambience. Almost like a trashy nightclub. Interesting. Take a piece of space and make yourself at home, Humi. I sit where I've been standing. As there's not much room here, I start to take in my surroundings. Wow, Trixie, this is fantastic. All around us are different types of rocks, stones, and crystals, all different colors, sizes, and shapes. There are pillars of the stuff in every nook and cranny, like a little Aladdin's cave. What exactly is this place, Trixie? It's my pad. It's where I do my thing. We all need our thing, don't we? Yes, I suppose, but what exactly is your thing? Minerals! I collect them. It's more just collecting them. It's more than just collecting them, though. I embrace them. You hug them? Trixie giggles. Yes, I do. But that's not what I'm... But that's not what I meant. I connect with them and allow their properties to become a part of me. We combine our energies. Oh, okay. I'm not sure I quite understand. Look, it's easier if I show you. Small cat begins nudging and pawing at some of the stone until she has lined them up in front of me. Here's my island family. Meet the Grand Dame. She indicates a long, slender pink stone, quite smooth and elegant. Feel her. Run a finger over the shiny cold surface. Remind you of anyone? A smile breaks over my face and Trixie begins to giggle. Yep, you got it. Only, don't ever tell Snooty that I'm calling her Grandma. Here, how about this guy? I'm presented with a large chunk of rock, semi-covered with a kind of moss that gives it the appearance of having fur. As I turn it, the light picks up the color and I see a warm, rich amber tone, almost like marmalade. It makes me laugh out loud. That really is uncanny. The major in rock form. Okay. You hate being the only one commenting. Yeah, it happens sometimes. This was a bit of an impromptu stream. I didn't really leave the thing up for a while. The notification, there we go. Mineral, actually, but yes. Gramps has all the qualities to lead my little family. I've already moved on to the next stone and the resemblance is striking. It's a dirty green stone that fits very comfortably in the palm of my hand. It has been polished like Snooty Booty, so it's a bit murky looking, but there are small patches that have been rubbed clean from handling. They are breathtaking emerald, catching the light so that the green sparkles, refracting and dancing around the cave. It's beautiful. Yeah, naughty Uncle McMurphy can be like that, don't you find? Oh, he certainly can. His charm is very beguiling. So who's missing? No one. What about Kibbles? Take a closer look, Humi. I strain my eyes in the gloomy light and see a flat, jagged piece of stone next to a floofy butt, and then I get it. It's a pebble. He is a pebble. We both laugh. It really does seem to capture Kibbles, but it's hard to say why. Interesting. It's energy, everything has energy and they're all connected by it. Allow me to demonstrate. Take my paw and close your eyes. Do as instructed and hold the tiny paw in my hand, being as gentle as possible because my fingers suddenly seem fat and clumsy by comparison. What do you feel? She's warm and fragile, and I almost feel like giggling. A bit tipsy, really. Oh, now keep your eyes closed and hold my other paw in your other hand. And both for paws, the feeling is intensified. I begin giggling out loud despite myself, and I'm overcome with just feeling of joy. Open your eyes. Look down and see that I am only holding one of Trixie's paws. The other hand is a small clear crystal, completely smooth. Oh wow, but how? It felt just like your paw, warm and furry. I know! Trixie is laughing. You're feeling the energy. This is me. Trixie indicates the crystal. Oh my goodness, Trix, this is so cool. Thank you for letting me meet you all. Notice her face change. She looks as though she's been hurt. Oh, Trixie, what is it? Are you okay? This isn't all of us. What? There's someone else in my island family that... But we don't talk about her anymore. Oh. She was the coolest sister ever, but she's not with us anymore. Oh, Trix, did she pass away? No such luck. She's being kept alive. Trixie nudges a small black piece of stone towards me. Oh no, it must be like Ravenclaw or whatever. I think it was Ravenclaw, right? Pick it up and look at it closely. There's 1,000 of speckles of glitter running through it, giving it an iridescence. It looks like the night sky. I close my eyes instinctively and am immediately overwhelmed by the most intense sadness and despair. Feels as though all the pain in the world is captured in this little black gem. Gosh, Trixie, what on earth happened to her? I can't say. Not yet, anyways. She has taken the stone and hidden it before I even realize it's gone. Suddenly, her mood has changed completely again. We need to get you one too, Homie. You should be mineralized, don't you think? I'd be honored, Miss Trixie. Really quite open for a scientist. It's actually a requirement that... in order to be a good scientist, you remain open-minded. Let me read your tarot. Oh wait, isn't it tarot? I'm a bit thrown. That came out of nowhere. I don't know about that. Not as open-minded as you like to think. That's not fair. I just wasn't expecting it. Come on then, yes or no? I'm not comfortable with that. I want to know everything. Okay, why not? I played tarot once in uni. It was great fun. Oh, Humi, tarot isn't a game. Of course it's not. Go on then. Tell me who I'm going to marry. Trixie lets out a small snicker. I don't know why, but I'm starting to feel a bit nervous. Calico Cat produces a pack of cards with an intricate pattern on the back. My words sometimes just get jumbled. Wow, that's a cool deck. Where did you get it? Murphy got it for me. He won't tell me where from. He finds the coolest things. Trixie places the pack of cards on the floor, begins waving her paw over it, and lets out a strange yowling sound. Finally, she stops and fans the cards out in front of me. Okay, your turn. Close your eyes and slowly run your hands over the cards until you feel drawn to one. Touch it lightly. Repeat until you've chosen 3 cards. I self-consciously do as I'm told, realizing that I'm not expecting to make yowling... Relieved that I'm not expecting to make yowling noises too. I touch 3 cards. When I open my eyes, Trixie is holding them in her paw, looking thoughtful. Very interesting. Your past is the Fool! Ha! The Lovers is your present position. How scandalous. And you have Justice in your future. But will you be handing it out or receiving it? Very interesting. Is that good interesting or bad interesting? There's no such thing as good and bad, really. It's all just information to help you if you choose to listen to it. Okay, I'm all ears. Are you going to tell me that I'm a bit of a fool who falls in love and gets me gets my just desserts? I notice that Trixie has become quiet and thoughtful as she studies the 3 cards. Feels like an age before she speaks again. The position of this card represents your past, everything that has led you to your current situation. The Fool is about innocence and... what? Spontaneity? I don't know that. Its first card in the major arcana signifies beginnings. The Fool portrays important decisions ahead, which may not be easy to make and involve an element of risk for you. It is a powerful card, not to be underestimated. The next position in your current situation. The Lovers can be a misleading card because it suggests being all about romance, but actually is far more about making difficult choices. It warns that you need to consider things very carefully, because although a positive outcome is more indicated with this card is present, it also reminds us that pain is seldom avoidable. Finally, we have our outcome card, Justice. This is well for you, human. It is the most chromatic of the tarot cards. If you behave with integrity, loyalty, and courage, you will achieve fantastic results and gain the highest possible successes. Beware, though, the sword cuts on both sides of the blade. If you sow the seeds of discord, you will reap disharmony in your life. There is a longish pause, and I realize she's finished my reading. Thank you, that was fantastic. You're really good. What did it mean? Oh, really, Humi? What did I say about listening? I heard every word, I just don't know what it means. Then go away and think about it. I will. I'll try. Just remember that it's all about interpretation. And listening? Interpreting the cards is listening. You need to listen to your inner voice, and the cards will help you hear it. I have much to learn, and I am happy to teach you, Humi. Oh dear. She is beaming and glowing in the strange half-light of the magical cave. The effect is quite hypnotic. Well, I shall look forward to that, but right now, I have a date with a microscope. Soon, Humi. Soon. I make my way out into the bright sunshine and take a breath. I'm not sure what all that was about, but I think I rather liked it. Okay, then. Let's do... oh, no. Choose again. Rest! You have a lovely nap and wake up feeling rejuvenated. Well, that was anticlimactic. Alright. We're gonna do research number 10. Today is the day Mr. Bumble gets the all clear. He's a tough old boy. I'm looking forward to giving him a cuddle. A turn for the worse. Oh no. That's not good. The professor lifts the flap of my tent and pokes his head inside. Chad, may I have a word? Of course, sir. He lets the flap fall shut. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's still dark in my little shelter. I quickly pull on a lab coat over my pajamas and make my way outside to find the professor staring out to sea. Is something wrong, Professor? No, well, yes, I suppose something is wrong. Your Mr. Bumble is getting worse, Chad. He's taking a turn in the night. Oh my goodness, but he was doing so well. I was going to recommend we release him this week. With older cats, this can be expected. A sudden relapse is common. They become overwhelmed so quickly. I can't believe it. Is it something I did or didn't do? Did I miss something? No, Chad. I trust that you have done your absolute best for him, my dear. But I'm afraid he is in a lot of discomfort now. His words cut like a knife. The thought of any animal being in pain is heartbreaking. But I've grown very attached to Mr. Bumble in the time I've been caring for him. We do a lot of good on this island, Chad. It truly be a joy to live with these beautiful animals and ensure that they are well and happy. But we also have to do a lot of things that we don't want to. Unpleasant things, you understand? But we always have the best interests of the cats in mind. I feel I know what's coming, but I hope I'm wrong. Mr. Bumble may live for a while yet, Chad, but this but his every waking moment will be full of pain and suffering. It's times like these we must think about what is best for our subjects. The professor takes a deep breath. Mr. Bumble will have to be euthanized, my dear. There's no two ways about that. But I thought it may be nicer for him if you were the one to do it. You could say your goodbye, stroke him, make him as comfortable as he can be, and take away his pain with one quick injection of chamomile. I'm frozen, but I don't want to answer. You don't have to agree, but I wanted to give you the choice. You will be euthanized tonight, either way. Would you like to be there? Oh no! Okay. Alright. So Professor Purrfect is probably conning us in some way here, because let's just keep in mind who he is. So the question is Mr. Bumble actually going to die or not? Is he just going to be super, like, drugged so that he seems like he's dead? Because if that's the case, then we kind of want to do this one, because then maybe we'll notice that he's not actually dead. But if he does actually die, I don't want to be the one to do it. Either way, I don't want to be. Either way, I want to be there. I don't want to. Ah! No! Pros versus cons. Pro, possibly will get more information. Con, possibly responsible for Mr. Bumble's death. Pro, won't be responsible for Mr. Bumble's death. Con, probably won't get any more information. I don't want to be responsible for his death. So sorry, sir. I don't think I could. Say no more, Chad. I completely understand. Would you like to say goodbye? I think about it for a second. As much as I don't want to see him in any pain, I would like to comfort him in his final moments. Yes, please, sir. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? The professor lifts Mr. Bumble out of his crate. I'm a bit taken aback by how well he looks. I had braced myself for a different picture entirely. I'm grateful that he doesn't look as sick as he is. This will be quick and painless. Would you like to hold him as he goes? I nod. Whoop. Chair creak. I nod. I can't muster any words. The professor hands Mr. Bumble to me, and as I cradle him, I feel him begin to purr. As the professor begins preparing the lethal injection, I take this moment to comfort Mr. Bumble and whisper some reassuring words, even though I know he can't understand me. It's okay, my friend. Nothing bad will happen to you. Liar! I'm surprised to hear the familiar voice of Trixie coming from the shadows in the corner of the lab. I can't believe this. I trusted you. No! I cough away the sob in my throat. I can't answer Trixie without raising suspicion. I defended you when people called you a traitor. I believed in you. Well, you're just like him, aren't you? There's nothing wrong with that cat. Mr. Bumble is as healthy as I am. You've been unwell for a while, haven't you, Mr. Bumble? And it's getting worse every day. It's time to do the kindest thing possible for you, even though it breaks my heart. I hope Trixie understands I'm talking to her. She scoffs. He's fooled you. He's fooled you too? I thought you were smarter than that. Can you not see what's going on here? The professor turns to me glumly, the injection in his hand. Have you said your goodbyes, my dear? I instinctively start backing away from the professor, holding the cat to my chest protectively. Perhaps it's time to put Mr. Bumble in his crate and I'll take things from here. I can't watch this. Ah! I don't know. I want to save Mr. Bumble, but, like... I want to save all the kitties, so I can't really raise suspicion. I really can't raise this suspicion. I'll just leave him to it. Oh. Take a few seconds to gather myself. I look down at Mr. Bumble. The thought of him being helpless and in pain is more than I can bear. Of course, I see why Trixie is so upset, but she doesn't understand the human world and how we sometimes have to do unpleasant things for a good reason. I'll place Mr. Bumble back in his crate and wipe away a tear. Thank you for letting me say goodbye, Professor. Not at all. I leave the tent determined to find Trixie and make things good with her. She's nowhere to be seen, so I leave a little note at the entrance of her cave before I go back to bed. Trixie, don't hate me! Trixie, please! Let's go on another date with Trixie now. Oh, Ravenpaw's heartbroken. Come on, Humi. At this rate, you'll have to go back before we even get there. I'm not built like you, Trix. Not yet, anyways. You need to cut me some slack. These cliffs are hard going. I'm taking an extra long lunch break today to go scavenging with Trixie. Having realized I'm the only member of the family not to be represented in rock form, she's become obsessed with finding my crystallized doppelganger. I'm both flattered and unnerved at being a member of a cat family. I try not to overthink it. Can we take 5 so I can catch my breath, please? It's okay, we're here. It's just over this edge, look. Oh. As I catch up to Trixie, I instantly see what she's referring to. As soon as my head gets above the cliff we're climbing, I'm confronted with a kind of rock basin. It almost looks volcanic looking, as though something huge once fell here and left an almighty indentation. What is this, Trixie? Jump down, it's perfectly safe. A nimble little cat has made it down to the plateau in a couple of swift leaps and is looking up as though encouraging a child into a swimming pool. It's easy, just spring up and glide down. For you, maybe. I'm a lot less cat than you might think. But as I stumble around, I find it surprisingly easy to find my footing and my legs feel springier somehow. Taking me higher than I expected when I jumped, the landing feels soft and sure-footed. Maybe all this island exercise is making me fitter. Bravo! Maybe you're a lot less human than you might think. I think there's a mosquito in here with me. I don't like this. If you hear a sudden clap, I might be going for the mosquito. When I've stopped feeling pleased with myself and taken my surroundings, I have that last meow got me. I have to catch my breath. I feel as though I'm standing in a prehistoric time warp. Where are we? What is this? Haha! Close your mouth, Humi. The cities will get in. What? Never mind. Just some of this and ditch dodge for the high road. Ah, some of the expressions you use, Trix, you make me laugh. Were you born on this island? She's clawing at a rock like it's a scratching post. My parents were born here in 1967. Really? Wow. Do you remember? No, the last one told me. You mean the last person who worked here before me? How did... But I'm silenced by her abrupt interruption. Thanks for all the help. I realize I've done nothing and jump up to see what I can do, but Trixie seems to have what she came for. She seems to have found what she came for. Take this. It's a shard of black and silver. Hold it in your hands and feel the character. Try to blend with it. I do as I'm told, but the only thing I feel is foolish. I'm not sure. Perhaps I'm not very rock-like? Meryl! Sorry. Okay, leave it. We'll have to try again elsewhere, but to be honest, human, I'm running quite low on ideas for you. Feel guilty I'm so difficult to place. I wonder if I should try to make it better. Admit skepticism. No! Bluff through it. Bluff through it. No. Let's not quit so easily. Trixie flashes me a look. I've put quite a bit of effort in, actually, Humi. I know, you've been amazing. I really meant myself. I've been a bit of a pester with this so far, and I think it's time I made more of a commitment to it. Trixie looks much brighter. Really? That's so sweet of you. Aww. Absolutely. You sit down and take a breath. I've got this. Trixie nuzzles down into a patch of wildflowers and watches me intently. I have absolutely no idea what I'm meant to be doing, so I start improvising, all the while watching her little cat face for clues as to how I'm doing. I crouch low to the ground, hold my arms out, open palms face down, imagining they're fleshy metal detectors. I hover them over an inch above the ground and make large sweeping arcs. It seems to be going okay. I'm rather pleased with myself. Trixie is smiling and nodding encouragement, clearly convinced by my little charade. Normally I'd say charade. I don't know why I said charade. Then I make the mistake of closing my eyes because I think it will look more authentic. Now I can't see what Trixie is doing. If she's even looking at me, I decide to wrap this up. Oh. I stop mid-flow as though I can feel something. What gives, Humi? You found something? Her voice is very close, so I can't risk opening my eyes now. Instead, I lower my hand and feel about for something, anything. I believe I have. My hand has settled on a small stone of some kind, which I grasp in my fist. Yep, definitely, this is me. Let's see it then. I open my eyes and my fist, and I'm disappointed to see a very ordinary piece of rock. Indistinguishable from all the others around this basin. I cringe, but I'm committed to it now. That's interesting. Not at all what I was expecting. So you're sure this one is you? Hang on a minute. Trying to look serious and focused the way Trixie does when she's doing this stuff. Yes, I'm definitely getting something. There's a sensation, something changing. That'd be the size of your nose, Humi. Huh? How stupid do you think I am? What? I don't... You can stop this charade now. Oh no! What I am feeling? Nothing! Humi, I put that bit of rock under your hand for you to pick up. I knew you were faking. Aww. I can feel my face burn red. I am mortified. Trixie, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I know what you were doing. It was sweet in a way. But you don't need to pretend with me. This is very real for me, and it doesn't really matter if anyone else gets it or not. I get it. I feel so shallow. Yeah, I guess you would. Hey ho. With the derisive snort, she's bounding off, leaving me to find my own way back to camp. Oh dear, did I make the wrong choice? I'm disappointed. %70 done with the antidote at least. We're not gonna get to 100%, but hey, we'll get close. I wanted to get to 100%. I'm so sad. Let's do another recon. Actually, no, I think I gotta do a recon on one of Trixie's things if she gives me something. Let's do a research. 11. Seems like the professor is adding DIY to my list of duties. I've been asked to help the caretakers today. I'm writing my journal. I've developed a habit of getting up early and writing for 30 minutes each morning before I begin my day. I'm often so tired at the end of the day that I just want to fall into bed. My journal gets neglected. Also, I like the way it grounds me before this strange island sucks me into an adventure of a new day. I'm gonna lower the mic a little. There we go. This morning, my concentration is being broken by a very odd noise. I suddenly realize it's the sound of someone trying to knock on my tent flap. Hello? Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. I recognized the voice as belonging to Mr. Marigold, the island's caretaker. Oh, good morning, Mr. Marigold. I sprang up to greet him. Can I help you? I would invite you in, but... I indicate the chaos of my tiny tent. Barely room to swing a cat, I know. I laugh at his joke, but notice his deadpan expression and then realize he's serious. I quickly move on and step outside. Is there something I can help you with? I hope so. And that would be... Miss Marigold has taken to her bed. Properly sick she is, so the boss said I should ask you to fill in for her today. Is that alright? I know the professor well enough to understand by now to understand I don't actually have a choice. I am filling in for Miss Marigold today, whether it's alright with me or not. Actually, I'm quite intrigued. Great! I mean, I'm sorry to hear your wife's poorly. Nothing serious, I hope, but I'm happy to spend some time with you, Mr. Marigold. Well, best make an early start then. Get your shoes on and I'll meet you at the jetty. Before I can say another word, he's disappeared off towards the water. I quickly put my journal back in its hidey hole and grabbed my backpack with the field kit in it, before stuffing my feet into my trainers. When I arrive at the jetty, I see that Mr. Marigold has already started work mending the wooden rail where a couple of the posts were damaged in a recent storm. How can I help? Just pass me those pins as I go along. Need to reinforce this, then recoat it with preservation. I'm a bit disappointed. Just so you know, I can use a hammer too, if you have a spare. We could get this mending much quicker with the two of us working on it. There's no rush. Oh no, I suppose not. You're here with me for the whole day anyways. Oh, I didn't mean that. Anyway, I'm pleased for the opportunity to break out a bit. Try something different. Bored of this place already? He squints sideways at me. No, not at all. There's so much going on here. I haven't even begun to uncover half of what this island has to offer, I'm sure. I just meant it's nice to have the chance to get to know someone new. Company is in short supply here. Human company? He mumbles it half under his breath, so I'm not certain he had even said it. I beg your pardon? You seem to be getting on with the cats though, eh? Oh yes. I've sought for a choice with feline friends. Be careful with that. I stop and look at him. He holds my gaze. What do you mean? ... Be careful with those pins. You're gonna have them over the edge in a minute. I look down and see I'm not paying attention. I have kicked the box precariously close to the edge of the jetty. Closer to the edge than you thought? I get the feeling we're not just talking about the box of nails. Yes, I wasn't paying attention. Looking in the wrong direction, that's when we miss the things right under our nose that can cause problems. Mr. Marigold? We stop what we're doing and are standing up now, looking directly into each other's eyes. You have something I ought to know? Such as? Well, obviously I don't know. I know you're an inquisitive little blader. Have you been watching me, Mr. Marigold? Keeping an eye might be a more accurate way of putting it. Well, thank you, I think. You're welcome. I wouldn't be so quick to trust people if I were you. You don't know me or my intentions. And suddenly he lets out a roar of laughter and gets back to work. I have a feeling you're one of the good guys, Mr. Marigold. Call me Mason. I hand him pins and we say no more. But as soon as I go over my conversation in my head, I realize I've heard these words before. Or some very like them. The nameless message on my catalog, be careful who you trust, and it hits me. Mr. Marigold is my messenger. Oh, it makes sense now. I didn't even really think about that one, honestly. I didn't think about who the mystery messenger was at all. Well, there we go. So it's Mr. Marigold. That makes sense in a way. Oop, I keep doing that. Rest. Alright, nothing happened. Okay, I got the mosquito. It landed and I managed to get it. I know everybody was so wondering how that was going to end, but yes. Okay. Background information. I'm off exploring the island today with Kibbles and a certain charming Irishman. Or that one. No, let's go with this one. It's a beautiful day. The sun isn't too hot, which is lucky, as I'm going walking with Kibbles and McMurphy. They've been excited to show me something for the past week, but this is the first proper break I've had. We're heading further into the forest than I've been before. So where exactly are we going, chaps? No idea, Kara. I'm following Kibbles. Huh, I was just following Chad. But you're both in front of me. How could I have been leading? Don't trouble yourself, Kara. We're not in any rush today. Just as I'm about to reply, something catches my eyes. I instantly move towards it. From this distance, it looks like black swaths have been cut into the ground. Guys, what's this? McMurphy and Kibbles, who've been wandering some way off, rejoin me, and the three of us stand looking at what appears to be some kind of runway. Skid marks. Ah, of course. I thought it was a runway, but you're right. Oh, come on. Mi amigos? Where's your sense of adventure? McMurphy has already disappeared into the thick undergrowth that's, surrounding whatever it is the marks lead to. Oh. Kibbles and I follow the sound of McMurphy's voice and find ourselves in a small clearing. My goodness. That's what I would say. Oh, is it a fighter? Oh. We're looking at the wreckage of a small two-man biplane. Most of it is covered with vines and other forest growth, but the front half at least seems to be mostly intact. This looks like it's been here some considerable time. Strange how we've never come across it before, huh, Kibbs? Nothing about this island surprises me anymore. Whoa, maybe we'll even see some dead guys. Murph, help me out. Jeez. McMurphy is silent. He has something in his jaws that appears to be caught in the broken propeller and is pulling on it. It looks like some kind of rag. McMurphy? What is that? McMurphy has freed the cloth and is now sitting with it hanging from his mouth. He's silent and still, as though lost in thought. What's up, Murph? What's the manky scarf? And I see it now. It is a scarf, old and filthy, but it looks like it was once the type of white scarf a pilot would have worn. Was he a pilot, maybe? Also, hey, Vamrak, this is perfect date. It's a thing. What's that, Kara? He's barely present. The scarf. Is it important? I'm not sure. Stop being weird, Murph. Whispers Kibbles. Shush. Feels like something I should know. Or remember? Remember? Have you seen it before? Maybe. A long time ago. Before here? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Before I came here, Kara. You don't think I was born on this island, do you? Well, you might as well have been, considering how little you remember from before. It's all going, Granddad, fading away to oblivion. Kibbles' banter seems to have brought McMurphy back from wherever he was dreaming about, and I'm relieved to see the twinkle return to his eye. Okay then, Mr. Smartypants, how did you get here? It's not a very interesting story. I don't want to bore anyone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, Kara, let's go. McMurphy and Kibbles head back the way we came. I stand stunned for a second, watching them go. Guys? But they've lost interest and they're already moved on. I look back at the wreckage and realize there's nothing I can do here on my own. I have to come back at some point with Floofy Butt. It's exactly the sort of thing he'd love to help me investigate. More mysteries to uncover. So apparently the cats weren't born here. They actually came from different places. I haven't discovered any of these. I'm a little bit disappointed that I haven't. Actually, in the extras, what is this up at the top? Should I do something a little different? Oh, I can't click it. Alright, romance! Trixie! The sun has almost set, a large orange orb so low in the sky. I feel I could reach out and touch it. Maybe this is what Trixie wanted me to see. Her whispered invite from behind the lab door this morning was a brief cave, sundown, dressed to be de-stressed. But be there or despair. That's just a bit weird. As I reach Trixie's cave, my breath is literally taken away. There are clusters of lucidities? Tiny illuminated flies that look like strings of fairy lights hung all over the beach. With this music, it's hard to read this. At least it's not too loud for you guys. They lead to a formation of rock close to the water's edge, spotlit by the amber glow of the moon and surrounded by the sparkle and twinkle of more lucidities. It's magical. I call to Trixie as she emerges from her cave, dragging something in her mouth. I dash over to her to help her. Whatever it is, it looks too heavy for the delicate calico cat. Oh, thank you. I'm almost done. Could you take it over to the seats? She indicated to a rock formation I was just admiring, and now I see it from this angle. It really does look like a seating area. In fact, the whole area looks like a stage, beautifully lit and set. When I put the cloth bundle where she wants it and untie it for her, I discover a small collection of objects that Trixie immediately sets about organizing. She's so deft and determined, I can't help but see the human in her. Can I do anything? This looks fabulous, Trix. How did you manage the stage? The cities? She laughs. Easy when you know how. They just love manna. Manna? Manna from heaven, flowers, look. She takes a flower from a garland she's pulling from the cloth bag and punctures the bulbous center with her claws. A few drops of clear, sticky liquid ooze out, instantly attracting a tiny swarm of sparkly flies. What is it? Taste it, go ahead. It's safe, Humi. Actually, it's delicious. I gingerly touch a droplet with the tip of my pinky and put it on the tip of my tongue. It's sweet and spicy, like cinnamon and honey. Like cinnamon and honey. Oh my gosh. Like cinnamon and honey. Jeez. For some reason, saying cinnamon and then trying to say honey just did not work. She's right. It's delicious. The garland is now around my neck, and I look like I'm wearing a necklace of dancing lights. Trixie has nudged a small garland onto her neck, and the effect is stunning. You have a halo. Trixie giggles. Well, I am an angel after all. This stuff is good. Is there mana in this? I drink a warm, sweet nectar from the shell that Trixie has placed in my hands. Yes, amongst other things. Steady though. McMurphy helped make it. Ah, I thought I could detect the warmth of his Irish charm. Hey, Murph, what? As I drain the shell, I feel a little bit lightheaded. I sit down on one of the rock seats. Well, hello, chums. I didn't see you there. A whole of Trixie's mineral family are gathered on the other rocks. The gang's all here. This is a lovely treat, Trixie. Thank you. Oh, but the main event is just beginning. Ahem. I'd like to present for your pleasure and dedication, Mademoiselle Trixie Bell. I have no idea what's going on at this point. I really don't. Oh my gosh. Alright. I clap enthusiastically, but have no idea what's going on. I'm having a ball anyways. And then it begins. Trixie has taken center stage, throws her head to the full moon, and lets out the most almighty sound. It's long and loud and weird and strange concoction of meowing, hissing, and purring all together in a cacophony of ear-piercing caterwauling. My goodness. For a moment I'm confused, but it's like another part of me starting to take over, a part of me that understands this awful racket in my ears rearrange what I'm hearing into sounds like singing. Beautiful singing, sad and plaintive and then rising to hopeful and rousing until I'm compelled to join in. Throw back my head and let out a sound I didn't know I could make. Come on, Humi, come up here. Trixie invites me to join her on the stage, and I'm momentarily brought back to my senses, aware of who I am, and it jolts me. What the hell am I doing here on the beach at night with a crowder of yowling cats? Part of me feels like I'm intruding. It's very voyeuristic, and I feel uncomfortable. Join me! Follow feline instincts. Listen to scientific intelligence. There's another part of me that wants to cut loose and allow myself to experience all of it. Follow feline instincts! I leap gratefully onto the platform next to Trixie. From here, the view is even more astonishing. There are cats swarming in front of the rocks and underneath to join us. We are all harmonizing as though we are one entity, tails intertwined as the cities dance around us. Trixie has begun a kind of dance, stretching and twisting her whole body. She looks elastic. I begin gyrating too. It feels fantastic. Every muscle and sinew is malleable. I am in total control of my entire anatomy. Oh my gosh. Before I have time to take in what changed, I am running at full pelt with Trixie following, and behind her a whole string of cats, all scampering in serpentine line with me at the head. I weave around rocks and right up to the water's edge, then suddenly it all changes again. We are reaching up towards the moon, cats standing on their hind legs, front legs stretching up and swaying, as though being blown in the warm breeze, the moon melting its amber glow over us until suddenly I feel a wave of nausea wash over me. I break from the other revelers and crawl on my hands and knees a little ways up the beach. I feel less potent here. I lay down for a while and let the sounds of the yelling cats sing me to sleep. What the heck fever dream was this? What? That was strange. Alright, sure, whatever. I don't have long tricks. It's a busy day in the lab today. Lots of deliveries. Trixie is pulling at the corners of the cloth she's laid on the ground. I know you're a very important and humanly person, but I think you'll be pleased you gave up a bit of your time for this. She produced a small box wrapped in pretty paper with a ribbon on it. Oh my gosh, where did you get this from? Did you wrap it yourself? There's no need for such to sound so surprised. I thought you knew by now I'm a very clever cat. Well, open it. Aw, I don't want to spoil it, but... I tear off the paper and bows and I toss them away. Trixie leaps on them, delightedly playing cat and mouse. Come on, Humi, need help? No, it's mine! We tussle with the box playfully and eventually I retrieve it and take off the lid. Oh wow, Trix, it's a... Quake stone! Oh, of course, it's lovely! Trixie starts to laugh. Oh, Humi, you're so funny. It's not lovely at all, but it is useful. She's right. It's not lovely. It's an ugly looking chunk of stone, about the size of a walnut. Pinkish gray, but mostly gray. Useful? Does it do something? Pick it up. What does that sound? I take the lump from the box and instantly feel a vibration in my hand. Whoa, that's weird. What is it? The feeling is spread up my arm and through my torso. Can you feel it? That's the quake. It's from the danger zone. What? You went to the danger zone? Well, no, not personally, but I know someone who has. Who and how? Quake stone. It alters your energy and transforms your frequency. It makes you in tune with the danger zone so you don't get zapped. Wait, are you saying that if I hold this, I can go into the Elder Cat territory? That's right, Humi. That's my gift to you. Protection. I have 100 questions wanting to be asked, but I know I have to get back to the lab. Trixie, you are an angel. Let's meet up another time to discuss where you got this and how to use it. Oh, that was cute. Darn it, I'm supposed to do Recon 17 now, aren't I? Gosh darn it. Ah, I can't do it. Oh, I knew I was supposed to wait. Why didn't I wait? Lovely nap and wake feeling rejuvenated. Yeah. Shush you. Now Trixie's gonna dump me for some other cat. No, Trixie! I think she's probably is gonna do that. I think I need to do the recon for the cat, otherwise it doesn't work out. Oh dear. You ready for disappointment? I've been following a familiar sound along the shoreline. I can't see Trixie yet, but I know that plaintive song anywhere. It leads to her cave. Trixie, can I come in? Wait a minute. You hear a flurry of activity, scuffing and liquid being poured. Trixie, are you nearly ready? It's freezing out here. As soon as the sun goes down, this island becomes ridiculously cold. Come in. Voice is slow and sing-song. The cave is warm and welcoming. There are flower petals scattered on the ground and little jars of lucidities in every corner. Trixie is stretched out on a rock as though she hasn't moved. Hello you, long time no see. Hello Humi. I wondered when you'd show up. As soon as you invited me, actually. She ignores me and indicates a jar of amber liquid. Help yourself. She's in one of those moods, so I take a sip of mana juice and make a note to go easy on it this time, remembering how potent it is. So, how's Trix? Great. Not been around for a few days? She doesn't respond. I thought you were avoiding me. Oh no! I forced a laugh, but now I'm beginning to think I was right. Have I upset you, Trixie? Well, in a way I suppose you have. I was kidding, but tell me what I did. She cuts across me. I don't mean to be rude, but would you mind just shutting up and letting me talk for a while? Ooh. Of course. A little anxious about what's coming, but I do as I'm told and sit in silence. Life. She pauses and smiles. I'm not sure if I should respond, so I just smile back. Life is great and all, but sometimes it's not quite as great as you try to pretend it is. You get so used to being the best of it, and you stop being aware that it's only silver or something even bronze. I mean, nothing to complain about, but then something happens that is so golden, so platinum plated rose gold that the fabulousness of it catches you up like a twister and turns everything upside down and inside out, so that you're flying and dancing against your will. You're powerless and powerful, and silver will never be good enough again. Do you know what I mean? I open my mouth, but she plows on without waiting for an answer. I feel it now. The fizzing of my tummy, the fluttering of my heart. I am champagne popping and sparkling, lightheaded and silly. Am I silly? I feel very certain and not silly at all, but I can't stop giggling and my eyes are weepy all the time. I know what I want in my head, but I can't connect it in my head. I feel happy. Truly happy. Not before happy, which wasn't really like happy at all, but 24 karat happy and nothing less will do. There's a long pause and I look down and see that my glass is empty and I suddenly feel a bit woozy. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Your turn. Oh, I'm not very good at speeches and I don't think I can match yours. Simple answer will do. Soulmates don't come along every day, Humi. We have a chance here to take a leap and see where the adventure takes us, or forever wonder what we missed. Oh, okay. I was thinking she was like, I found someone else. What is the chat doing? Okay, I don't know what it's doing. I'm just going to turn it off. I can still see the chat. I just can't. It's just not on the video. Take a leap. Forever wonder. Take a leap. Of course I'm in. Together forever. Let the adventure begin. And Trixie and I begin to laugh and laugh until we're rolling around on the ground so that anyone who saw us would think we were a couple of crazy intoxicated cats. Relationship goals, Trixie. It says it down here in the corner. You just can't see it. we almost got it to 80%. Oh, come on. That's so upsetting. I really hope that it's going to just give me another character instead of just like being like no. Alright, it's my day off, time to get out of here and enjoy the sunshine. I'm quite excited about today. I was very surprised when Professor Purrfect told me a few days ago that he was giving me Thursday off. Although I'm supposed to have Sundays as a rest day, there's never really time off, as someone always needs something done. But the professor was quite categorical about it. I do not want to see you anywhere near this research facility. Miss Marigold will prepare you enough food for the day. Go visit some of the places we've been to during our field work or something. There's never enough time to fully explore. A tired researcher is a sloppy researcher. Recharge your batteries. He just doesn't want me near the camp because he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing. I knew it. I must admit I have a pang of suspicion, but was eager to have a whole day off to myself, so I didn't hesitate. So here I am, heading out to the far eastern side of the island to take a closer look at the blue-colored moss that grows on the mossy cliffs overhanging the sea. It is the part of the island least populated by cats. I wonder why. I decided to take my breakfast with me and sit down on some small rocks just outside of our residential area to enjoy the quiet. That smells good. Oh look, it's Bee! Goodness, Bee, you startled me. I thought I was alone. You're very much alone, I would say. I feel vaguely irritated. Why does she always talk in riddles? I'm not in the mood for this today. If you want to share some food, you're welcome to, but let's not talk. Oh, sad. Thank you. I'm taken aback. No enigmatic answer or smarty pants remark. Bee simply accepts the piece of bacon I've torn up and put on the rock beside me. I haven't had this stuff for such a long time. Bacon? Oh yes, I've forgotten its name. Did the previous researcher share their breakfast with you? No, it was mine, I think. I'm finding it harder and harder to remember to order my thoughts. The small brown cat is becoming upset, and I reach out to stroke her instinctively, but she shrinks back from my hand. I won't hurt you, Bee. I was just trying to comfort you. But you will hurt me. You won't mean to, but you will. I don't understand. It's like a dream. If I try to grasp it, it vanishes. I'm losing my memories, and I want so much to pass them on before they're lost forever. It's okay. I have managed to coax her close enough to run my finger along her cheek. She responds, moving in closer. It doesn't have to make sense, you know. You can just talk, let it all pour out, and see what we discover. Where are you going? Why aren't you at work? You should be finding it. She has sat up abruptly and pulled back. I'm thrown. Finding what? I can't. It's a thing at work. There's no work today. The professor gave me the day off, so I'm heading to the Blue Moss Cliffs. Don't. What? Don't go there. The Blue Moss, it's something. It's what happens when we dispose of stuff from the secret lab. When we dispose of stuff. Ooh, Bee. Are you okay, Bee? He's tricking you. My name's not Bee. I know that's just the last assistant called you. You can be called anything you like. Trying my best to calm her. She's very distressed, and I'm afraid for her well-being. Let me help you. I have some cat soothing in my bag. I'll quickly open the bottle and tip a little bit of clear fluid into the palm of my hand. Surprisingly, Bee immediately starts lapping at the little pool. Within a short time, she's calm and allows me to stroke her. Toxic. Pardon? Toxic, that's the word I was looking for. The Blue Moss area? Yes. She's purring now, as though being able to remember has comforted her. Also, you said we. We? We dispose of stuff from the secret lab. You got there in the end, didn't you? I have a sickening excitement in my stomach. We. You were we. You had my job before me. A long time ago. Her speech is slurred and her eyes are droopy. Like a dream, I need to wake up from this dream, get back to him, to me. Bee, talk to me. Who is he? Who is he? I need to know. No answer as the little cat is snoozing. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. This morning I noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just had to keep on I just had to keep on top of removal of excess body hair. Even the stub of my tail has begun to appear a few days ago. Hasn't been a problem. We'd see it. But this new development is definitely a turning point. How am I going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits? I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm going to hide out for a while and see what happens. Oh my gosh! Why do you look like that? What? Why do you look like this? Okay, alright. I'm exhausted. Can we stop for a second and catch our breath? You're an old cat. We've only been dancing for an hour. You dance, I'll watch. She giggles and dances while I recline against a rock in the evening sun. Cooler, but still deliciously warm. How did I get to be so lucky? I look back when I thought about having the virus was the worst thing imaginable, and it makes me smile. The day I decided to throw in the towel and allow myself to become a cat was the first day of my life beyond... First day of life beyond my wildest dreams. Why would anyone want an antidote? Being a cat is amazing. Being with Trixie is even better. I lazily stretch and slowly fall into a nap. Trixie settles beside me, the two of us curled up. Our bliss is only briefly disturbed by the familiar sound of the ferry arriving at the pier. It seems my replacement has already arrived. They'll never look here, though. We know exactly where to stay safe. Wonder if they'll be as fortunate as me. Chapter 6. We only had 2 out of 3. Your relationship with Trixie. I missed one. Apparently that's still enough to do that. I can hit continue. Ooh. I wonder what... Okay. I'm gonna hit continue and see what happens. Is it just gonna give me another character? Chapter 6. Oh no. Oh no. Ta ta ta. You're out of order, guys. Guys, the new research assistant has just stepped off the boat. I run as fast as I could. You already know about their arrival. Had you been on time for the meeting, you would understand that it doesn't matter anymore. What doesn't matter? I'm afraid you missed the most important part on the agenda, Trix. We've been outvoted. Outvoted? Yeah, it sucks to be you. But that's not fair. You can't vote without me present. Apparently we can. I tried to cause a delay if there's any consolidation, my dear. I was gathering intel to make the vote more informed. I can assure you that the new assistant looks much more promising than we've had so far. Oh, Kara, you know this plan doesn't work. We've got to stop. We've catified far too many humans already. It is all rather exhausting doing the same thing over and over, and expecting different results. If you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. But that's ridiculous. The more we try, the greater the chances of success. Come on, guys, don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. What if this one is the one who frees us? The one who will figure it all out? Please, I adore you, my dear. But you really are so naive. Figure it all out? Forgive my merriment, but it's all rather amusing. What's so funny about it? I think what Snooty is saying, Kara, is that humans don't seem to be able to get the right balance to be as much... Don't seem to be able to get the right balance to be as much real help to us. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Who's Jack? It's true. They burn themselves out with work. Or just laze around all day canoodling with cats. Or make rash choices they can't take back. So we need to help them get the right balance. I cannot give up without a fair shot at it, please. I'm with you. I believe if we monitor them more closely, we may have a chance. Murph, you're a gambler. Take one last putt, eh? How can I say no to that angelic face? Yes! How can I say no to that angelic face? Hadouken! Just like punching her in the face. Jeez, what? Oh dear. I'm losing my mind. This game is bizarre. I'm actually getting really excited that they're going to give me one last chance. Hooray, revote. Oh man. Well, can we just get on with it? I'm missing out on some very important beauty sleep. Okay, cast your vote. No! And half measures. Okay, so Mews, Snooty Booty, Musette, Murphy, Chad, Trixie. This hairstyle is frickin' weird. Okay, so these three didn't romance any cats. And this guy just upped and left. Are they just like gonna... Yes, new unlocks. Meet the devs, extras. Oh, interesting. Here's the credits. I like that it's a little scroll thing. That's cute. Marketing. Studios management. It's all wobbling slightly. It's finance. There we go. And what happens when I click play? What if I hit continue? Are you serious? I have to do the whole game over again. Are you serious? Are you messing with me? Missing an action, missing an action, missing an action. Yeah. Ah! Why? That's so rude. Why don't you just let me like redo one of the characters or something? That would be the way to do it. Or heck, just add on another one. Endings found? Oh, there's the endings. Oh, there's 18 endings apparently. Well, I guess that's it. I mean, I could try to like go back and play all of them. You didn't hear the sound effect. Weird. It was a Hadouken or whatever, and it played when Trixie was when McMurphy said something about Trixie's face being angelic, it played quite loudly. Anyways, so that's gonna actually be it, unless I do an additional video, which would require me to go back and actually play through the entire game myself, like sometime off stream, which would take a while. So may or may not happen. I do want to know what like the actual ending is, but like that would be like 6 hours of gameplay. No, that would be more than that probably. I'm not sure. I could, I guess, focus exclusively on the research or something. Good night, Jordan. Sorry it still feels weird calling me Mews. And good night, everybody else. Or whatever time it is for you. Have a good one, everybody, and I will see you again real soon. I don't know what I'm doing next, but I'll be doing something soon. Alright, have a good one, everybody. Bye!